If you're looking for a side hustle or to replace your income completely and work for yourself, you've probably heard about Amazon FBA before, and a lot of people like to make it seem simpler than it is or try to sell you a course to make it seem like you can just make money quickly. And although Amazon can become super simple, it does not start out that way. So this video is the first in a series that's going to come out in addition to my normal content over the next couple of months that will be my beginner course for selling on Amazon, specifically FBA and specifically doing arbitrage, and we'll talk about what that means here in this video. But this course will be completely free to you, although I will link a donation link down in the description if you do want to support, but there's absolutely no expectation of that. If you're new here, my name is Anthony. I've been working for myself for just about 2 years now and selling on Amazon during that time, but also right now I live and travel full-time in a van, so currently we're in Rapid City, South Dakota, but this course will honestly probably be shot across the country, which is pretty cool. So in this video, I want to give you a foundation of what Amazon FBA is and the business model that you can use to sell on it. And then we'll dive into the specific how-tos and all of the practical details in the weeks to come, but here's my schedule for the videos that I have planned and the topics that those are going to be. Selling products on Amazon generally falls within two categories, which are FBA and FBM. This is completely based on who actually ends up shipping the customer and dealing with the customer service once a sale is made of a product that you list on Amazon. FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon, whereas FBM means Fulfilled by Merchant. Both of these are great ways to sell on Amazon, and there are benefits and drawbacks of each, so let's get into those. Let's first take a look at FBA, where Amazon is shipping the items to the customer. The basic workflow is that you will go out and buy a product, and we'll get into the various ways of buying products here in a second, and then you'll take all the products that you buy and ship them into an Amazon warehouse. Amazon will then receive that inventory and organize it however they organize it, and as that happens, your listing will become available for purchase for customers. When a customer does purchase from you, Amazon will go through their organization system, find that item, ship it to a customer, and deal with all of the customer service. And you will simply have to manage your pricing as well as some other aspects of your inventory after shipping your products into Amazon. The drawback of this is when you sell this way, because Amazon is doing a lot of work, they are going to take a lot more in fees. It can also take a little bit longer to get sales doing this because you have to wait from when you purchase an item to ship it into Amazon for them to receive it and organize it, and then finally it might become available for the customer to buy. That's why a lot of people will fulfill their own sales through Amazon FBM. Doing Fulfilled by Merchant, you'll buy a product, you'll have to find your own place to store it, then when a customer buys it from you, you'll have a specific window of time that you'll need to go find that in all of your inventory, ship it to the customer, and then you yourself will have to deal with all the returns and customer service that goes along with that. So it's going to take a lot more of your time in order to do selling this way, but there are less fees that you're going to pay to Amazon because they're not really doing much of the work. One further difference can be seen in how Amazon Prime works. If you've ever had Prime or known anyone that has Prime, you know that that can be a big factor in purchasing decisions. And if you sell using Amazon FBA, since your stuff will be stored at their warehouses and they do all the customer service, your listings will automatically be Prime listings, which might make it a little bit easier for you to get sales on Amazon. Personally, I have only ever done Amazon FBA because I'd rather have time freedom, and I'm okay paying more fees to do that because I work those fees into the cost that I buy items at, and we'll get into that later down the road. We're going to be focusing on Amazon FBA during this course. Similar to how there are two different fulfillment methods when selling on Amazon, there are a variety of ways that you can find products to sell on Amazon, and each of those are essentially different business models. The big ones that you might hear about are private label, wholesale, online arbitrage, and retail arbitrage, which kind of both go under that arbitrage umbrella. Private label is the most difficult to get into, and it's probably going to be the most costly in terms of the money that you have to put up front to get into it, because essentially private label is working with manufacturers to create your own products or to brand a product with your own brand and then sell it on Amazon. And because of that, it's not what I would recommend when you're getting into Amazon unless you have previous experience working with manufacturers and creating your own brand. Wholesale is a little bit less costly initially, but still probably not the best if you're just a straight beginner trying to get into Amazon, because instead of working just with a factory or manufacturer to create your own products, you go directly to the manufacturer of popular brands and apply to become one of their sellers, where you're buying directly from their catalog at wholesale pricing, and you're able to make a little bit of a percentage of profit when you go and resell that on Amazon. This business model is also one that a lot of people will get into as they grow their Amazon businesses, because it does take a lot of time to build relationships with different distributors, so we won't really be focusing on this for the majority of the series. What we will be focusing on falls under that arbitrage umbrella, and it's basically two categories: retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. If you've never heard the word before, arbitrage is a fancy way of saying buying something for a cheaper price and selling the same thing for a higher price, but there's a lot more nuance and a lot more which I'm going to get into throughout this series so that you have a good base to start your Amazon business. Retail arbitrage is essentially most of what I do. I'll go into a store like a Walmart, a Ross, a Marshall's, find products that are below their normal retail value, buy them, ship them into Amazon, and sell them on Amazon. Online arbitrage is something that I'm personally getting into and growing and getting better at, but it's where instead of going into physical stores to look at products, you just go onto your computer to find products from your computer that you either ship to yourself or to somebody who does the prep work for you to ship it into Amazon. But in the same way, you're buying products for cheaper that you'll later be able to sell for more on Amazon and make a product after all the fees. Doing either of these methods of arbitrage is what I recommend to beginners to get started on Amazon, because you'll be able to learn the platform, and they can both become either part-time or full-time incomes depending on how much money and time you have to put into it. But that's the third video in the series. The second one, which is going to come out next week, is about the differences between retail and online arbitrage, and we'll get into that. But there's one really important thing to talk about business models and selling on Amazon that you might have noticed I didn't say. None of these are drop shipping at all, because in drop shipping what happens is that you create some sort of sales listing online. Oftentimes these are done in like Shopify stores, but you don't physically have the product. When a customer buys off of your listing, then you go and get the product and ship it directly to the customer, so you never really have any quality control or access to the product. In all of these, you are buying the products and they are in your or your business's possession before you even create the listing on Amazon, because drop shipping probably wouldn't work on Amazon, but it's also just against the rules. If this video was helpful at all, please like it. Let me know any questions you have down in the comment section down below. We probably will get to them in this series, but if not, I'll definitely respond to those questions. We'll be getting into the next video, I believe in 5 days, and you can watch it right here if it's after that point. The whole series will be linked down here in the playlist, and I'll see you guys in the next one.